Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. I thought we would do a second video today because, you got some news coming out of Giants training camp today. And it's never all, a lot of times there's good news, a lot of times there's bad news. Today is more bad news than anything. Well, bad news with a mixture of good news. Cody Core, special teams ace who we picked up from the Bengals last year. Oh, Cody, he tore his Achilles today in practice. Is it a huge loss for the receiving core? No, because Cody had a total of 3 receptions for 26 yards, the longest one being 11 yards last year. But he is a fantastic gunner on special teams, and he is a special teams ace. And honestly, if you think about it, and I think he had 8 special teams tackles last year, which is really good. And the problem is also Michael Thomas, who was with us last year, has moved on to the Texans. And Michael Thomas was another key component that a lot of people didn't speak of in reference to the special teams last year and when he left the team, when we chose not to re-sign him. So, I mean, is it going to be detrimental to the receiving core? No. But when you lose 2 key players out of 11 on special teams, that could hamper us. Could a rookie easily come in and fill in the spot for Cody? I'm not going to say they could easily fill in the spot. Are there other veterans on the roster that could play special teams? Of course there are. But the talent of Cody Core was getting down the field. And he had the knack to get down the field and get towards the ball, towards the end zone. So, I mean, it's not like last year when we lost Corey Coleman. I know, I just make fun of Corey Coleman. I guess people just exploded too much last year when Corey went down. Corey's a guy that's been with the Browns. He's been with the Pats. He played sparingly with us, So, I mean, it's not like he's the, A lot of people, I don't know why they have such an asphyxiation with him. Some people, I really don't. But you know what? Hopefully he is a good 4th receiver. Maybe a 5th, I don't know. But you know what? I'm more worried about old Cody Core because, like I said, Cody Core seems like a good kid. 26 years old, tore his Achilles. That's a tough injury to come back from. So we're not going to see him for the rest of the year. He's on the IR. And the other news out of camp is Gramo-matic, as I like to call him, or Gano-matic, has officially signed with the New York Giants. I mean, I think that is a good signing. We've talked about that before. He is going to be, I think, an upgrade over Aldrick Rojas, so I'm really hoping to see what he can do. And also, I was going back to Cody a minute. I know we picked up Nate over from the Patriots. I can't remember his name, Ebner. So you know what, he's going to help fill in as well. But like I said, it is a tough loss for him, and plus we just signed him to a 2-year. $4 million contract over the offseason. So, I mean, I'm more upset about losing Cody than I was ever about losing, what's his name, Coleman. Corey Coleman. Only because, like I said, the fact to me that Corey has potential. Cody was a key component of the special teams. And special teams, if neglected, can be, and I hate to say it, the Achilles heel of and that's not a bad pun intended, but it could be the Achilles heel of a good football team or even a bad football team. So I'm hoping that we have some guys. Like I said, I'm not worried about filling his spot in the roster in reference to the receiving end, but I'm hoping that one of these young guys that we brought in can play special teams and back up the receiving core. And that's going to be a lot to ask for an undrafted free agent rookie wide receiver. And it's just, like I said, it's just interesting. The whole Michael Thomas thing, I forgot all about it. But like I said, Michael Thomas was a key component of that special teams last year, and losing him to the Texans. We didn't lose him to the Texans. We didn't sign him. But him signing with the Texans was, I would say, just as much as a blow losing Cody Core, because like I said, we lost 2 key components on the special teams. We basically, like they said, we lost 2 of the 11. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting how they come back with this. And the good thing is, of course, that Joe Judge is a special teams coach. I know he's going to let his special teams coach run the special teams, but it is interesting that, like I said, we'll see what influence or what or just how it works with that. One of the things I also want to talk about real quick is old Matt Peart from Connecticut. You know what? I keep seeing footage of him kind of manhandling Marcus Golden. And we mentioned that too in a previous video. And it's kind of interesting because, you know, he's looking, you know, from the brief amount of footage that we've seen, he actually looks pretty good. The only problem is Marcus Golden is not it's not a big guy. I mean, he's not gonna, you would not I mean, I don't want to bash Marcus Golden because I'm not bashing Marcus Golden, but there's a difference between Marcus Golden and Clowney. There's a difference between Marcus Golden and what's his name, Frank Clark. There's a difference between Marcus Golden and even Yannick Ngakoue. So, I mean, it's not like, and of course, it's also just practice. So I'm also not going to sit here and tell you that old Matt's going to be the starter. But you know what? From the limited time in the pass rush, he actually looked good. And I was never concerned about his ability to protect the pass. Oh, there we go again. We are moving through, and I don't know what's going on with the music. I was never concerned about him in the passing situation. Oh, Matt, I'm always concerned about more of him in the run. I don't know if he has the strength and the bulk to be an effective run blocker, and that's what we're gonna, and that's what we're gonna need with Saquon Barkley. Because, like I said, I'm predicting that the first 6-7 weeks of the season that we're gonna have to be facilitate with it as a running team. Like I said, I hope it's Barkley left, Barkley all right, Barkley out of the backfield, and do that all 3 downs. I know it's a joke, but that's not going to happen. But I am curious to see how Matt progresses in camp. We have a scrimmage on Friday, which should be interesting because, like I said, it's of course it'll be like the first real full contact type scrimmage that we'll have. And like I said, we're already counting down losing our practice time. But like I said, I am very curious to see exactly what Matt can do in a full scrimmage. And I'm curious to see just how the offense, looks. I'm not looking for progress. I'm not looking for yards. I'm looking for consistency. I am looking for, execution. I think those are the things that we should be looking for. Sometimes if you only get a 2-yard gain, that 2-yard gain, could potentially look beautiful on film because it was perfectly executed. And sometimes the execution does not meet the end results. I mean, I've seen plays that were not perfectly executed that go for 90-yard touchdowns. But like I said, I would like to just see pace, execution, and like I see, if Joe Judge truly is practicing fundamentals, I'd just like to see some good, sound, fundamental football for the New York Giants, both on the offensive and defensive side. And like I said, it's going to be interesting. The coaches are going to have a tough chore trying to pick out the roster because of the fact that without preseason, we are really not going to have any idea about the talent level that we have on this team. Because the fact, like I said, we're only going against each other. So this is really going to come down more to the coaching staff's feel, Joe Judge's feel for the roster, and who can be the best fit for the New York Football Giants this year. So again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could subscribe, if you could ring that bell, I think you know what that means. That'd be awesome.